What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Hanley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah. Yeah. What up, family? What's happening? Yeah. What's going on, y'all? Time Dog getting started a little bit later than usual because Jason Whitlock asked me to pull up on his platform. And so I'm never one to leave a friend hanging, especially in a good debate, a good conversation. I just can't take the simping. I can't, bro. The simping is it's a bit much for me. It's a bit much for me. Shout out to my dog, Jason Whitlock. Shout out to Jason Whitlock. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it, y'all. What up, dog? What's happening to my friends and family? It's a good day today. Not as good as it could have been, but it's definitely a good day today. What's going on, Molly? What's up, Yakar? What up, distinguished gentlemen? What up, Courtney Egger? Long Way ENT, Trini Life, More Knowledge, Courtney K, Kyle Davis, Connie, Will Nola, 100 Women versus Accountability, Devin Taylor. AD, you still flying them out? Yep. Yep. DM me if you trying to come and kick it with your boy. We got great accommodations. We got everything. Yep. Gang, 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 gang in the building. What's going on, friends and family? Yep. We still flying them out. First class ticket, 100%. 100%. We sure are. We sure are. Yes, we are the missus. Ah, you know what I see the biggest flaw with people is? We're going to get right into this show today. You know what I see the biggest flaw in people is? The biggest flaw with people is even conservative white feminists like Megyn Kelly is seething right now. Oh, we gonna get there. We pivot in this whole show. We pivot in the whole show today. So the whole show is gonna be based off of how people see things. Because remember when I told y'all I don't agree with 100% of anything that anybody says, like conservatives. Conservatives, they feeling some type of way today. And I noticed that. And I didn't realize that conservatives was feeling some type of way until Diddy was free. They want to burn people that they don't agree with. And I don't agree with people that are super conservative, that are far right leaning. I don't agree with people that are far left leaning. I don't agree with none of that. I am my own man and I stand on my own too with my own opinion. And it's never going to be based off of whether you're Republican or whether you're Democrat. It may align with conservative views. It may align with Republican views. I tend to lean way more towards Republican than Democrat because I understand what the Republican platform is for. But let me tell you what the difference between people is. Very few people are able to be objective enough to remove how they feel from the conversation. My morality, what I believe in, how I think things should go, has nothing to do with whether or not I think that people are doing things fair. And if we are objective enough to remove how we feel about a person to actually support or deny whether or not they should be convicted and whether or not they're being overcharged. This is not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. This is not rocket science. I could not like you, but that don't necessarily mean that I'm going to wish for your downfall. I could not like you, but that don't mean that I can't be objective enough to be able to say that you're being overcharged. Democrats are evil. Correct, Seth. Democrats are evil. Nothing changed about that. But that don't mean that I should want to see Democrats being overcharged and thrown in jail. See, that's the difference between me and everybody else, and that is what's going to separate the real from the fake. That is the difference between me and everybody else, and that is what's going to separate the real from the fake. Is that just because Diddy is evil, that is not even up for debate. Diddy is wild. No man should be letting another man buzz down his chick. That has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. That does not mean that he deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison because I don't agree with the fact that he let another man buzz down his chick. That's not the argument. Everything is not Democrat versus Republican. I did say free Diddy though, and I still think it should be free. 100%. I stand on that. I've been saying it since day one. I never changed. I never changed. Diddy is guilty of being a freak. Diddy is guilty of domestic violence. Diddy is guilty of being arrogant, but he is not guilty of trafficking. That is a charge that was created to go after people that were taking women across state lines against their will, or taking children across state lines against their will to go and sell them to the highest bidder. That is not the same. I don't have to agree with you in order to, or I don't have to agree with your lifestyle in order to understand and stand on the fact that you should not spend the rest of your life in jail just because we don't align on a moral perspective. What is it that we missing here? Why aren't people, all of these pundits, all of these journalists, all of these people on the internet, why aren't they objective enough to be able to call a spade and say, you know what? This is what I stand for. This is what I believe that people should do in their lives in their bedroom. But I don't necessarily agree with the way that they're using the law in order to trump up charges against people. 100%. Listen, it's plenty of guys that voted for Kamala Harris, but I can also acknowledge that two things can be true at the same time, that they do trump up charges against men. I am a huge advocate for the Innocence Project. I am a huge advocate for the Innocence Project because I recognize how the federal and the state system is working. What they do, and I said this on the Jason Whitlock platform, is, and I understand, listen, Jason is like, yo, I don't really align with the victim mentality. Me either. But at the same time, that don't give you permission to railroad people. That don't mean that I can't look at with my eyes and see and talk to people that get convicted on a regular basis or that admit. That don't mean that I don't understand that the federal prosecution rate is what it is because people are copping out pleas because they telling them that they're going to spend the rest of their life in prison over something that they never supposed to spend the rest of their life in prison for. What do you mean? I don't have to necessarily say or agree. The one thing that I stand for in this country, and what makes this country great, and this is the thing that I stand for, all right? And we're going to get into the whole Diddy situation. We're going to get into the news. We're going to get into the breakdowns, all of that. The one thing that I stand for in this country is fairness and freedom. Fairness and freedom. And the reason that I say that is because let's take, for example, somebody that's a part of the LGBTQ community, right? Somebody that's a part of the LGBTQ community. And I may say, listen, I don't like that shit. I don't agree with it. I don't want you pushing that. And that's not something that I agree with. Bad, bad, bad. You should not be gay, right? But on the flip side, but that's my moral compass. That's what I stand for as a person, as a conservative, so on and so forth. That does not mean that you should not have the freedom to be a bottom in your bedroom, because that ain't never been a crime. It's not a crime in the United States of America. So I can say that I disagree with you and with the lifestyle that you live, but it doesn't mean that I should be able to advocate against your freedom to do it. You have the choice to do what you want to do. It's not a crime for you to be a bottom. It's not a crime for you to be a bottom. I stand for our Constitution. I stand for the rule of law. I stand for the freedom of choice. I stand for the freedom of speech. I don't want any content creator to be censored because I don't want to be censored just because somebody else disagree with me. I think we should be able to disagree, but that don't mean that I should censor you because we got differences of opinion. Even in this chat, I say, do not censor people that disagree with me. It is okay to disagree and have a completely difference of opinion. Now, I may go off on you. I may crack some jokes on you. I may use you as an example and say substantiate your argument, but it doesn't mean that I believe in censoring you, because you deserve the right to say what you want to say when you want to say it. And that's why I hate extremists on the right and I hate extremists on the left. I don't agree with it. And so, yes, I don't even like Diddy's music. I don't rock with Diddy. I'm not a fan of Diddy. It doesn't mean that he should spend the rest of his life in prison for some trumped up charges. That's bullshit. That is complete and utter BS. That is a travesty against the rule of law in this country, and it needs to change 100%. Just because I don't believe in being a victim don't mean that I can't call out when people are overreaching and doing stuff that they're not supposed to do. That's why we objective. That's what we're supposed to be as content creators. We should be able to separate when we give our opinion on something versus when it's actually facts. We should be able to separate when we give our opinion on something versus when it's an actual fact. Hey, listen, this is what happened. This is the facts. These are my opinions. I don't agree with you. But people can't separate it because they're emotional or they let how they feel overtake what their journalistic integrity is supposed to be. And that's why we stopped watching CNN. That's why we stopped watching MSNBC. That's why we can call Fox News out on their bullshit sometimes, because I ain't got a cold. My voice is just hoarse because they're not objective enough to be able to report the facts and then separate when they actually are giving their opinion. This is why you cannot buy me, because I want to say what I want to say when I want to say it. And I just don't agree. Diddy, free the guys. Free Diddy. Free Diddy. Free Diddy. I've been saying it since the beginning. And I'm going to stand on it right now. Diddy does not deserve to go to jail for being a freak. The biggest thing that people want to, man, look at all of that baby oil. Nigga, when did it become a crime to get baby oil? When did it become a crime to get baby oil?
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. We gonna get to it today. People keep trying to ignore it. These are the same people that's trying to convince us that the terrorists crashed the towers in 9/11. I had to correct the Delano guy today. I said, man, the true timeline was not when he got arrested. The true timeline is when he got accused by Cassie. He got convicted in the court of public opinion, and that's when he then settled with Diageo. Before that, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's get to the real. Let's get to the real. Before we start talking about it, let's get to the real. Diddy is guilty of going against the liquor companies. I'ma say it with my chest. They don't want you to just listen. Everybody up here bullshitting with y'all. They keep telling you, oh man, this is about Cassie. Man, ain't nobody give a fuck about Cassie. Nigga, this is about bigger money and people. They wanted to silence Diddy because he was running up a bag too much and he wanted ownership and he was starting to leverage the people. And y'all fucked with Diddy. Y'all was with him. Y'all went and seen him at Invest Fest. Y'all gave him the key to New York. Y'all was rocking with him. Y'all some traitor ass motherfuckers. See, I would rather somebody around me that tell me the truth than somebody to tell me what I want to hear around me and then to switch up on me when the court of public opinion change up. See, the difference between me is that I'm going to tell you that I disagree with you, but I'm going to also say free the guys, because if you're not supposed to go to jail, then you're not supposed to go to jail. But let's have a real conversation right now. The reason that Diddy was under a microscope is because the nigga started asking for ownership. And the minute that you start asking for ownership is when people start getting antsy. What? Y'all niggas don't even know who the people was that he was talking to at Diageo. Meanwhile, nigga Rick Ross still peddling Bel Air. You know why Rick Ross shut the fuck up? Because he don't want to be like Diddy. Let's be clear. Ross ain't no fucking boss. Ross got the same fucking deal that Diddy got. Ross mimicked his deal after Diddy. And they paying him an egregious amount of money, and they made an example of Diddy and said, now, nigga, if you want to continue to peddle his Bel Air, you want your private jets, you want your Rolls Royce, you want your bikes, you want your car show, you want to continue to be at the Holyfield Mansion, nigga, sell this motherfucking liquor, sell this poison to your people, and shut the fuck up. And you see what happened to the guy that put you on. You see what happened to the guy that put you on. Come on, man. We want to have a conversation or we want to have a conversation. You niggas is pawns. You niggas is pawns. Ross is a boss. No, Ross is subjecting himself to the boss. That's what it is. Ross is subjecting himself to the boss. And I don't blame him. I'm not telling him that he's wrong for doing it. I'm not saying that he's wrong for doing it, but I just want to get things clear. Nigga, don't get too big for your britches. I don't believe that this case in any way, shape, or form. You telling me that the federal fucking government, the strongest case that they got is 50 Cent baby mama testifying as Jane on the testimony stand, Cassie testifying on the fucking testimony stand, and the fucking Punisher, a nigga that was wearing a mask and fucking down your chick, that's your evidence? That's the strongest that the fucking federal government got. And you telling me that this shit don't go and sink all the way up to the top? Okay. The minute that we found out that Diddy started crying, what, Diddy, you ain't never cried. You been the toughest nigga. You was slapping niggas and all kind of shit. What you crying for? Because they never gave me ownership. They just wanted me to be a pitch guy. They let him pretend like he owned his own thing in order for y'all to buy into it so that y'all could make him richer, because it was the only way that he was able to sell Ciroc. Ciroc, have yourself a great time. Peach Ciroc, cherry Ciroc, apple Ciroc. And all of you little funky hoes was out there, oh my God, we buying black on. Nigga, they sold you a lie. We supporting our own. And then you switched on him. You changed up. You changed up on him. You said that he ain't the guy. The minute that he spoke against the system, all of you niggas you fell right in line, just like they planned it. Just like they planned it, you fell right in line. All of you punk ass blackity blacks, you turned against the very person because you let them take a domestic violence situation and turn it into a situation where he almost lost his fucking freedom in his life. Y'all supported the nigga. You said that you was rocking with him. But then the minute that them guys decided that they wanted to take him down, you switched up on him. And the ones that was real was like, nah, we're going to wait until the evidence is presented. We want to see what really happened in court. It's innocent until proven guilty. That's what I said. I said it's innocent until proven guilty. And all of y'all changed on that nigga. And it had nothing to do with skin color all of a sudden. It had everything to do with you being a fucking influencer and influence. And anybody can then put a plant in there and make you niggas think that a nigga is supposed to go to jail for the rest of his life. And y'all switched up. You ain't give a fuck about no Diddy. You never cared about the nigga. You was holding Ciroc because it was a popular thing to do. And you never stopped drinking. Now you just moved over to some other shit. Casamigos, Tito's. You don't even know who owned that shit. You switched up for 5 nickels. Nigga was headlining Invest Fest just a year and a half ago. And all of a sudden he was in there turning gray, worrying. Y'all was all against him, switched up on him. And everybody wanted to act like they was real pro-black. You ain't pro-black. You a sucker. Y'all the true sellouts. Yeah, we gonna get to it today. Y'all the true sellouts. It was all cool just a week ago. You live long enough to become the villain. That's really what this is. You live long enough to become the villain. That's all we talking about. Diddy's trial is him becoming the villain. Now all of you niggas are saying free Diddy. Man, I remember when we had these shows and in the very beginning, y'all was sitting there telling me, Anton, no, I can't believe you. You can't be a Christian. You support demonic activity, all of this other dumb shit. I said, I don't support nothing. What I do support is the freedom. Is innocent until proven guilty. That's what the law says. It's innocent until proven guilty. How we throwing him under the bus already? No, he guilty, he guilty, he guilty. Y'all was fucking with Jaguar Wright. That broke bitch. Anton, you should interview Jaguar Wright. I said, man, I'm not interviewing that monkey face broke bitch that's over here tearing down all of the people that I grew up on without no real evidence. I'm not interviewing her. She can't come on my platform. Fuck that fade having washed out. I was cool with him until I wasn't cool with him. Now I want to sit here and have some conversations about him because a nigga gave me some money in order to do an interview. She did it for the money. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. I'm going to just say it. I'm going to be for real today. We going to have a whole conversation. Fuck that bitch. Fuck her and fuck everything that she's saying for. She's sitting there trying to come up off of a nigga downfall. That's the true nature of a snake. To want to come up on a nigga downfall. I thought that we was different in our community to where you don't kick a nigga when he down. You compete against a nigga when you actually is when he up. I don't want you when you down. I want you when you up. That's when we compete. I'm not going to kick you when you down. Now all of a sudden everybody want to come out. Gene Deal's bitch ass. Gene Deal sitting there going up in the trial. Nigga, you was complicit. You was there the whole time. You was a bitch. You couldn't even save the nigga that you was supposed to bodyguard for. Gene Deal is a sucker. And y'all celebrated his sellout. I thought that snakes and snitches and punk ass motherfuckers that was trying to save themselves in order to throw somebody else under the bus. I thought that we ostracized them type of people. Them type of people was never supposed to be in the community. You couldn't trust them. He the true definition of a snitch. You know why? Because he was in it. He was a complicit member. He participated. He protected him. The snitching, the opportunity to tell on somebody was for civilians. It wasn't for people that was complicit, but y'all keep giving this punk ass nigga a platform. Anton, interview Gene Deal. Man, I'm not interviewing that bitch ass nigga. I seen y'all emails. I seen the emails of these people. Hey, you want to know what my price is to come on? Nope. I don't want to know nothing about you. Yeah, but it'll get you more views. It'll get a bag. Nope. Because I don't like you niggas and I don't agree with you niggas and I don't actually rock with people that are bad for the community because you got bad energy. You got bad energy. I could spot these suckers a mile away. Gene Deal, Jaguar Wright. Those are y'all people, them your heroes. That's your heroes. People that can't even feed themselves and their entire platforms is based off of trying to tear somebody else down. They can't create no other content except for talking negative about Diddy and other people. Y'all thought that this chick was deep. She a witch. Talking about she deep. Jaguar Wright, when she become deep? When did Diddy become weak? Become deep? Because she keep talking all abstract like she Jill Scott or some shit. I don't know, but I was there. And I'm telling you, there's many that's going to fall coming after it. I told you, as soon as Diddy fall, there's going to be more. And when they come, they fall. Read between the lines. Man, if y'all don't get this overly, I want to be a poet, bitch asshole out of here, man. Get this bitch off of my man. Anton, you interviewing her. I don't know. They running for more. I don't know. And I'm telling you, I know multiple victims. Because she keep going cross-eyed. I know multiple victims. And so many people are going to say some things, but just wait till the dominoes fall. Yeah, Anton, man, she deep. Read between the lines. Read between the lines. All of a sudden, Jaguar Wright became your hero. Gene Deal became your hero. And all of these other fake celebrities, that's another reason. I don't fuck with nobody except for my people. I fuck with Charleston. I fuck with Rashad McCants. I fuck with people that fuck with me. All the rest of these niggas is hobos to me. You know why? Because I don't want to be in a friend group because they switched up. None of these niggas spoke up for Diddy. Ross didn't speak up for him. French Montana didn't speak up for him. Young Jock didn't speak up for him. None of these people actually spoke up for him. All of these people that benefited from him. He probably made because he did some dumb stuff too. He did do some people dirty. We gonna give him that credit too. But it's a lot of people that benefited from him, and none of them showed up at his trial and held him down. Nobody. You by yourself. Let me tell y'all something, men and women of the game right now, especially to my fellas. If you get any level of significance, do you know why I got people that's behind the scenes that don't want to be said? I got my wife, I got my daughter, I got my people. You know why I'm so loyal to motherfuckers? Is because these people, no matter what, they got my back. I don't want to be a part of this bitch ass industry. These niggas is flaky. They'll switch up on you. They'll throw you under the bus for $50. I don't waver. Somebody said, Anton, would you have stood up for them if they was going to take your bag away? Let me tell you something, bro. Let me help you to understand something. It's the same on the other side. Well, Anton, what do you mean it's the same on the other side? You don't think that these big news organizations have offered me an egregious amount of money? That's on God. That's on everything. You don't think that I've gotten proposals? Bro, my platforms are growing to the tune of over 100,000 subscribers a month. Everybody and their mama is reaching out to me. Mayoral candidates, senators are reaching out to get on my platform. I tell them all, no, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not even going to entertain these motherfuckers until I get over 1 million subscribers on the Anton Daniels channel. I don't even take spot because if I take a sponsorship deal now, then I'm undercutting myself because in 3 months, I'm going to be over 1 million. So why would I take a deal now instead of taking a deal later? You don't think that these news organizations is pitching to me to come on their platform? They 100% is. Honest to God on everything. They are begging me to jump on their platform. And I tell them no every day. So if you're asking me, would I not do it in order to get the bag or because they threaten my bag? I already turned down the bag because I don't want to be a part of the industry. I don't need them. I did it on my own. I did it with y'all. I did it with the bag chasers. Why would I take them? I don't want your money because it's dirty money. I don't want to be you can't pay me because I still want to say what I want to say when I want to say it. I'm not beholden to anybody. I own 100% of myself. That way, that's why I could say what I say, because they can't threaten to do me like they did Shannon Sharp. You can't throw an accusation on me and then say, you know what? But we gonna sit you down for a minute and you just shut the fuck up and you just do normal stuff. We gonna remove you from the platform for a little bit. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's why I'm so loyal to Tiege. Because Tiege was like, nigga, we don't care what you say. Do what you want to do. We rocking with you. Can't nobody tell us nothing. That's why I fuck with him. It's about loyalty. It ain't even about the brand. It ain't about the money. Anton, would you do it if there was? No. I seen Mark Lamont Hill. I seen that episode. They asked Mark Lamont Hill, Hitmaker. He asked Mark Lamont Hill. Shout out to Mark Lamont Hill. I actually think he's very intelligent and he's a dope content creator. Mark Lamont Hill, they asked this nigga, they said, would you dress up like win a dress like Madea if they gave you a bag? He said, hello there. Mark Lamont Hill, say it ain't so. One of the greatest scholars and one of the most intellectual people that we know. This nigga said he would dress up, put a dress on in order to get some money. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Who's seen it? Maybe I'm off. Maybe I was dreaming and imagining. They said, what would it be? He said, I'd do it for less than $1 million. This nigga would sell his soul and put a dress on for a motherfucking $1 million. For $1 million? For $1 million, you'll put a dress on, nigga? So I don't fuck with these niggas, man. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how cool you are. You got to be real with me. We ain't even got to agree. You just got to be a real one. We just don't see things eye to eye. We don't see things eye to eye. I'm just saying, bro. I don't agree with the way that people operate and the way they move, and that's why I don't trust nobody. You seen it? I don't agree with the things that people say, and I don't trust nobody, man, because they just get on their knees and they start sucking dick for $1 million. That's my equivalent of it, nigga. If you're going to put your dress on, you might as well lift it up in the back. That's what I stand on. If you're going to put the dress on, you might as well lift it up in the back, bro. What won't you do for a couple dollars? What won't you do for a couple dollars? Where's the line? Why wouldn't I think that Diddy can't fuck you if you willing to put a dress on and say hello there? What won't you do? What's your price, nigga? What's your price? That's why money ain't everything. We bad chasers, but we not going to compromise our well-being. We not going to compromise our compass for it. What won't you do? I don't trust nobody, man. I don't trust nobody. That's why I'm so determined to do it on my own, to get it on my own. And if I fail spectacularly, which obviously that ain't the case, if I fail spectacularly, then that'll be my story. I gave everything I had, but I never compromised for these niggas. I never took a dollar. Everything that I did, I always made. I never even asked for a favor. Anytime anybody, ask Rashad. Rashad, he was like, yo, man, I'm coming just for the love. I made sure I sent him a bag anyway. Why? I made sure I sent him something anyway. Wasn't a whole lot, but I made sure I sent him because I don't want nobody to ever say, yo, I did this for free. I looked out for you. No, you didn't. And I fuck with him. That's my guy. That's my guy. Nobody could ever say nothing. I make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do because everybody is snakes. Man, let's get into this motherfucking screen, bro. Let's get to it, man. We getting started. We just getting started. We just getting started. It is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all ready to get into the show? You can say a lot of things about me. You can't say that I'm not consistent, and you can't say that I don't stand on what it is that I stand on. You can say a lot of things about me. You may not like my conservative views. You may not necessarily care for the way that I address people. You may not care about the fact that I say that I'm a Christian and then at the same time I say, fuck you. But you can't say that I ain't consistent, and you can't say that I don't stand on what I stand on. Let's get this shit started, bro. Let's get it popping. Diddy, man. Diddy. We're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good. My voice a little hoarse because I was going back and forth at the Patreon meetup on Saturday, and I was doing my thing. But we in here today. We in here today. I got a flight to catch later. We got work to do, y'all. Let's get to it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Also, Tiege Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Shout out to Tiege. And if you are not a part of the Bag Chasers, the best day to join the Bag Chasers is the beginning of the month. Fuck these niggas, man.
On count one, the racketeering conspiracy charge, Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, perhaps the most complicated charge for the jury to understand. The count one had provided for a number of predicate acts, but the jury does not have to get into that because they have found Sean Combs not guilty of leading a criminal enterprise, not guilty of racketeering conspiracy. They will now move to the other four counts, two of them on sex trafficking and on and we have not guilty now on count two, which was sex.
Let me see something. Give me a second. You know what? Y'all can curse in the chat from now on. How about that? Skip it. If I'm cussing, y'all can curse too. Give me a second. Let me see if I can turn my censorship settings down. Give me a second. Channel guidelines. All right, we popping. We should be good. Y'all good now. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Just don't be disrespectful towards other people, but you can say what you want to say. Let's get it.
Trafficking of Cassandra Ventura. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of sex trafficking when it comes to his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. There was a real debate that the jury heard over the course of the last 2 months about consent and coercion and the complications of deciding when an 11-year relationship between Combs and Cassie Ventura may have become a criminal one. And the jury decided it was not criminal sex trafficking when Sean Combs committed what his attorneys freely admitted was domestic abuse, as you saw in that video. He has been found not guilty now on racketeering conspiracy, not guilty on sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura. He has been found guilty on count 3, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. He has also been found guilty on count 5, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. These charges carry a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison, so we do have a split verdict. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, not guilty of sex trafficking Cassandra Ventura, but he has been found guilty on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution. And we're waiting for one more count, the sex trafficking of Jane. And just now the jury has decided that Sean Combs is not guilty of sex trafficking his former girlfriend who testified under the pseudonym Jane. So the jury has now believed that the relationships that Sean Combs had with his former girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and a woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane, were not criminal, did not involve sex trafficking. All Sean Combs has been convicted of here is transportation for the purposes of prostitution. And Kira, those did seem to be the most evident crimes that Sean Combs committed. We heard testimony from the male escorts. The jury heard about the cash that they were paid, and as prosecutors told them, they were not in those hotel rooms for scintillating conversation.
He shouldn't even have been guilty of that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've been saying it since the beginning, and they said that Cassie was a star witness, and when Cassie started testifying, she didn't have nothing to say that we didn't already know. Cassie didn't have anything to say that we didn't already know. And so now, you know what she did, and she still got away. That's the worst part about it. We're going to get to her in a minute. Diddy should have never been in this situation to where they were ever convicting him and saying anything about no dog. Do y'all know they tried to hit him with the RICO? They tried to hit Diddy with the RICO. They tried to throw this man's life away. Yo, do you know how precious a life is? Do you know how precious a life is? The only person that I'm not going to say nothing negative about, because I talk to him from time to time, the only person that I'm not going to say nothing negative about right now is Mace. That's it. That's it. Mace is the only cool one. Everybody else is a piece of shit. What's my man's name? Mark something? What's Mark something? Mark, what is his name? He offered him to give him his masters or something like that. Mark something. Mark whatever. I forgot what his name is. Mark Curry? Is it Mark? Let me see what Mark Curry looked like. No, not Mark Curry. Not that. Is it another Mark Curry? Yeah, that's his name. Mark Curry. I seen that bitch ass nigga walking up, and so I couldn't wait to bring that nigga's name up. Mark Curry is a sucker. The biggest sucker that I've ever seen in my entire life. He a piggybacking motherfucker. I seen Mark Curry. He went viral for a little bit. He went and got his little Mark Curry, the artist that used to be on Bad Boy. Mark Curry, he went live. He got his little viral moment. He went and, you know what I'm saying, when Diddy was offering everybody to get their masters back, Mark Curry, yep, all of them. Lame. I just can't believe the amount of people that went against this guy. And they benefited. They was around. They wanted to all be a part of the get along gang. They was all of these people wanted to be on the Bad Boy reunion tour. And everybody got up out of there. Everybody abandoned. Oh, yes. All of them bitch ass niggas in the and making the band. Every last one. Both of them. Both making it. All three of the making the bands are suckers, bro. All three of the making the band people are weak and suckers. The first making the band with Chopper and Dylan. Chopper was over there telling on Freddie P about how he caught Freddie P busting down Sarah when she was married. All of these people are gossip girls. The Day 26 niggas, they was over there crying. And them little stupid hoes, the Dawn Richards, the Aubrey O'Days, and all of them people are so weak. My advice to y'all, we gonna take our time today. My advice, Danity Kane, all of them. Danity Kane, all of them people. All of these people are weak, bro. They sellouts. They sellouts. I hope Diddy get time served. I hope he get time served, and I hope that he comes back better than ever. I am going to be the Diddy's biggest #1 supporter at this point because I can't believe how all of y'all switched up on this guy. I never even rocked with Diddy. I'm not even a Diddy guy. Like, I'm not even a Diddy supporter, but now I look at him as a hero. He's a hero. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. This dude offered everybody their masters back, and all they had to do was throw him under the. That's why I say don't give nobody nothing. Fuck them. Don't give nobody nothing. Why give anything to anybody if all they're gonna do is go against you as a result of it? Can't believe it. Made Diddy a hero. I knew he was gonna beat the Chargers. I knew he was gonna beat the because they didn't have nothing. They didn't have nothing. Never had a thing for him whatsoever. Charlemagne, absolutely. Absolutely. Charlemagne been a sucker. Charlemagne was a sucker before a sucker was a sucker. I ain't even gonna cap, bro. I have no love. I don't give a fuck about no industry. I don't need to be on nobody's platform. I don't ever want to visit the Breakfast Club. I'm not interested in ever doing no kicking it with these people. We ain't got to be friends. I don't care about none of these people. I think that all of them are weak. All of them are suckers. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Ugh. Should have never been convicted, never been arrested in the first place. Y'all tried to take everything from this man. You tried to take his lifetime worth of work. You tried to say that it didn't matter over a bitch? Over Cassie? That's what y'all tried to do? You tried to take a man's dog. This dude has done some of the greatest. Let's just be for real. Let's give Diddy his props. Now it's cool, huh? Diddy did more for more people, and they tried to take everything he got over a little funky hoe. Let this be a lesson to y'all. Let this be we're gonna go. Let's switch over. Statement from Cassie Ventura's lawyer following the verdict. Let's switch over to that. Why not get into it? Let's see what they gotta say. Let's just go ahead and have the whole conversation. Why don't we, huh? Let's get to it.
Aaron, a statement has been given on behalf of Cassie Ventura, star witness in this case. What are you learning?
Her attorney.
Somebody said, bro, we literally saw him whip her ass on camera. Nigga, so did your granddaddy, nigga. Is he in jail? Because your grandmama took him back. That's domestic violence. That don't mean that he deserved to go to jail for the rest of his life, you bitch. We seen him. So what? So what, you simp? It was wrong. Of course it was wrong. We all said that it was wrong. Did he deserve to go to jail for the rest of his life? No. That don't mean that he deserved to go to jail for the rest of his life because he got caught up in a domestic violence. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And I'm the biggest advocate. I'm like, yo, nobody should ever put their hands on each other. Keep your hands to yourself. Women don't hit men. Men don't hit women. Get up off of that. Walk away. It's better to walk away than to never entertain it. But you're not going to tell me that this nigga deserved to go to jail for the rest of his life because he was in a domestic violence situation. What's wrong with you? So you telling me that you wouldn't even be born because your great granddaddy deserved to be in jail, right? Huh? Maybe your girlfriend is sitting next to you right now. Maybe your wife, maybe your mother. Your mother got too much mouth. I'm not going to lie to you. Mama got too much mouth. That's the freedom that came along with having you as a single mother. Ain't she have nobody to rein her in? What'd you say? Now you sitting there talking sassy, telling me that Diddy should have went to jail for the rest of his life because he had a domestic violence situation. That boy, your mama got too much mouth, and that's why you so sassy. That's why you keep talking to me the way that you do. Somebody should have popped you in the mouth when you was younger. Now you got all of that tongue. Keep twisting your neck every time I talk. Over Cassie, y'all don't even like Cassie. You never even bought her album. You don't even listen to Cassie. What's the last Cassie song that you dropped? Me and you, me and you. Meanwhile, Cassie up 30 M's getting fucked on by a nigga that was simping out for her. And you still simping for her too.
Doug Wigdor just sent us the following statement. This entire criminal process started when our client, Cassie Ventura, had the courage to file her civil complaint in November 2023. And Kira, we should say that's true. The criminal investigation is largely based on the statements in Cassie Ventura's lawsuit and intensified, of course, once video from the 2016 hotel security camera became public. The statement from Doug Wigdor, her attorney, goes on to say, although the jury did not find Combs guilty of sex trafficking Cassie beyond a reasonable doubt, She paved the way for a jury to find him guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. By coming forward with her experience, Cassie's attorney, Doug Wigdor, goes on to say, Cassie has left an indelible mark on both the entertainment industry and the fight for justice.
Let me tell you something. Cassie Ventura's lawyer says she's left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry and the fight for justice. The line at the bottom of the screen says, we will continue to fight on behalf of survivors. Bruh, when I was on the Jason Whitlock show today, I think his name was Delano, I'm not sure. Shout out to him. Shout out to Jason Whitlock. One of the things that they said was, we should, no, it's Delano. Delano said this. He said, and you know, what this represents, what Cassie represents for our young girls is, you know, what does she have to go through? She has to live with this for the rest of her life. She has to be under, you know, bothered for the rest of her life. Nigga, she have 30 M's. What example does this give to our young girls? That they can go and falsely report a nigga, almost get him thrown in jail, and then get 20 million from Diddy and 10 million from the hotel and be up for the rest of her life while at the same time being a cheater and one of the ones that was the Bonnie to her Clyde. It means that if you, what this represents for young girls is if you go out there, bust it down for a real one, you can live the life and then you can still live to tell about it afterwards. And you can still get your money on top of it. That is the message that Cassie has sent. This is not about Survivor, in my opinion. This is not about fighting. She has left no mark on the entertainment industry except for to protect herself and never deal with a pretty face and a small waist that ultimately is going to cheat on you and turn on you. That is what we've learned from Cassie personally. That is the when I was on the phone with they said, man, Cassie is the, hey man, watch out for that Cassie over there. You know what that mean? You know what that mean? Watching out for the Cassie mean she a baddie, she got a fatty, but she dangerous, and it's gonna cost you everything to even have a conversation with her. That one conversation is gonna end the rest of your life. You gonna regret that you ever even took her in, that you ever gave her $1, that you ever tried to steal her from the nigga that she was already cheating on. Hey man, that's a Cassie over there. That's what it means. That's the new saying. Hey, bro. Oh, that's a Cass. What do you mean that's a Cass? Nigga, she gonna ruin your life. Everything that you ever worked for, she gonna live the life. She gonna cheat on you. She gonna go off with her trainer boyfriend, nigga, and she gonna take 20 to 30 million with you, depending on how much you made. That's how I look at it. Maybe I'm off. Are y'all looking at it differently? Do y'all see it differently? That's how I see it. I don't see her leaving a mark on the entertainment industry other than to be careful. Listen, it has never been a better time for y'all to be careful. If she bad, be careful. If she open up her mouth too wide to take the whole thing, be careful. If she is too fine for her own good, nigga, she gonna kill you and she gonna have you in jail. Do it if you want. Try it. Nigga, get you a regular chick, nigga. That's what we doing nowadays. We got regular chicks. Cassie's is one-offs. We don't want them no more. We want a regular chick. You know why we want a regular chick? Because the regular chick gonna shut the fuck up. They gonna do what they supposed to do. Now that we done got surgery, it's 1,000 Cassies. Go outside. You can see one right now. She looking to come up on you. I had one text me yesterday. Honest to God on everything. Had one text me yesterday. Ain't heard from her in years. So where you been at? Where you? She said, listen. She said, you gonna be in town? I ain't lying. I said, I avoided her. I said, I'm gonna be in LA next week. She says, I've been trying to link up with you forever. I'm surprised you not like, fuck this girl. I hit her with the, nah, you cool forever. She said, oh, really? I said, real talk, you cool forever. I've been trying to make it work and trying to get at you for a long time. Block. You think I'm lying, don't you? You think I'm lying? Let me see if I can block her name. You think I'm lying. I'm telling you, it's right at the top. Right at the top. Let me see if I can scrub out her name so I can show you a little bit something. I've been trying to get at you forever. Block. Don't want no parts of this chick. She a Cassie. I swear to God, she a Cassie, nigga. I'm a screenshot it that way. That way I ain't gotta block the name. She a Cassie. Block. What you calling me for? I hit her with the nah, you cool forever. She said, oh, really? Oh, really? Stay away from him, bro. Stay away from him. I'm going to show it to you. Don't worry about it. Got to block out the name. We've been trying to link up forever. I'm surprised you're not like, fuck this girl. I said, nah, you cool forever. She said, oh, really? Oh, really? I said, man, you don't get the fuck off my phone. All of a sudden, they want to text me. Hey, where you been at? I ain't seen you in like 3 years. How's it been? I've been sending you text messages. I'm surprised you didn't change this number. I said, oh no, I've been cool, chilling. When you in town? You still in the city? You in town? I've been watching your stuff. I said, I'm just slow motion. What you got up next week? I'm out of town next week. I've been trying to get at you forever. I'm surprised you're not like, man, fuck this girl. Nah, you cool forever. You good? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, bro. I don't want no problems. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no issues. Stay away from me. She too cute for her own good. Too cute for her own good. Gonna text me right after the Cassie verdict. I said, what? What? You texting me after the Cassie verdict? They're gonna fight for all the survivors. Let me see what else the lawyer got to say.
Must repeat with no reservation that we believe and support our client, who showed exemplary courage throughout this trial. She testified for 4 days, often quite emotionally so, giving graphic, explicit detail of what she said she was made to do. And Sean Combs did not deny the facts of the freak-offs. Everything that happened in those hotel rooms did not get challenged by the defense. The defense simply saw it differently, as something that went on in a personal, consensual relationship, not sex trafficking. And that's how the outcome is reflected now, Kira.
Bernardo, I want to go on to read another part of that statement on behalf of Cassie Ventura's attorney, saying she displayed unquestionable strength and brought attention to the realities of powerful men in our orbit and the misconduct that has persisted for decades without repercussion. This case proved that change is long overdue, and we will continue to fight on behalf of survivors. Two things that stood out to me: powerful men in our orbit and the misconduct that persists, and change that is long overdue. Your thoughts?
Power and money. You can buy yourself out of a conviction. Let's be honest that if Sean Combs wasn't able to
Well, because he had the ability to get the right lawyers to defend himself against the federal government, he can buy himself out of conviction. Give me a break, bro. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Talk to me. Talk to me, chat. Talk to me, chat. This is what the narrative is now going to be. You are automatically guilty until proven innocent. She said that he bought himself out of a conviction. He didn't take no plea deal. He went to trial. He didn't negotiate with prosecutors. He took it all the way to trial. He said, I'd rather be judged by 12. And now all of a sudden, you can buy your way out of a conviction. Man, I can't stand it, bro. I can't take it, bro. I can't take it. I wish I was live streaming tonight. If I didn't have to catch a flight, a 4.5-hour flight today, I would live stream all day today. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Y'all finally lost. You've been winning the whole time. You still got your 30 million. You still a winner. You finally lost, and you can't take your L. You wanted to see him lose everything. Women are evil. Not all of them, but most of these women, they are evil. They wanted to see him lose everything. Everything. They didn't just want to get the 20 M's from him. They didn't just want to get him finesse. They wanted to see him buried. They wanted to see him go to jail. They wanted to no father in the kids' lives. Forget the twins. No people that depend on them, employees. They wanted him gone forever and showed up to testify against him.
Get the team that he got and pay for that defense team and experts and investigators to help defend himself, that we would have had a different outcome today. But money and power, that you can still get away with crimes if you have money and power. But I have to say, I was in the courtroom for Cassie's testimony, and she was a strong, strong witness.
This is why the gender war is never going to end. Y'all asked the question and y'all said, Anton, when is the gender war going to be over? It's just getting started. It's just getting started. For the women that are awesome women and are beautiful women, step aside. Step aside. It's just getting started. It's just getting started. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of it. And don't worry about it. I'll be your huckleberry. I'm going to be your huckleberry. I will take the mantle. I volunteer myself as tribute. And you thought that women hated me in the past? Oh, man, we going scorched earth. We going scorched earth. We taking off censorship on every channel. We are going to be having some uncomfortable conversations. I was just sitting, chilling, and watching. I was having better conversations. I was trying to be the nice guy. I was trying to sing, dance, and do my prance. I was trying to be nice, but boy, oh boy, let me tell you something. It is just getting started. Because you know what? We haven't had a person that came up and says, you know what? Well, we're going to go ahead and take this thing by the horns and we're going to really get to it. Yeah. Yeah, enough. Enough is enough is enough is enough. Yeah. It's just getting started. I did. I said that it was over, but I realized that in the 48 laws of power, it said that you got to crush people completely. And I didn't do that. And the simps, you are the number one enemy. You are the reason why these people feel as though they can do the things that they're doing.
You can tell that the courage that she had, the strength that she exhibited. I mean, when she spoke and when she would cry from time to time, when she revisited those freak-offs and when she revisited those times where Sean Combs brutally beat her, and to see her in court sitting down, showing the strength and courage that she was able to overcome this. I think one of the most strongest moments that brought people to tears is when she said at some point that she went home and she told her husband, you can do this without me, and that she wanted to cross the street and commit suicide because of what.
Oh my goodness. Look at what is going on out in these streets. I cannot believe it. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what we are hearing.
What she had been through. But I'm glad that Cassie has been able to pick herself up and has been able to move on, taking it day by day, because it does show the strength that she got as a result of coming forward. That
Let's go over to Megyn Kelly. Y'all said that Megyn Kelly has something to say. Oh, well, let me read the super chats. I got to acknowledge the people that support the platform. Y'all let me know inside of the chat who we need to go and check out, because we're going to make this all about the culture today. I thought I told that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop, said Curtis Taylor. Connie says, I'm going to need you to stop attacking Delano. You start off with attitude anytime he speaks. I'm not attacking him. I just don't agree with him. And let me tell you, listen, the impression that I get from Delano, and I don't have anything negative to say about him because he's never done anything for me, but from a content creator's perspective, the perspective that I get from Delano is he is really, really a happy wife, happy life type of guy. He is a happy wife, happy life type of guy. That's the impression, Connie. Common Sense Expert says, when you doing coaching calls again? I don't know. Maybe August. I'll start back up in August. Free Puff says, Jerome Gray, freedom. Eric Wolf Harris says, can we pray before we go in? Nope. Yardley says, Diddy made classic music, late 90s to early 2000s, hashtag free Diddy. Ghost Rider says, if Diddy gets sentenced on the Mann Act, they just found the entire NBA and NFL guilty. Every dude that flew a chick out and hit is guilty of the Mann Act. Maya, what up, Maya? Says, good morning, Anton and the Chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. The best day to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. So make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Corporate gets a memo. This is a narrative. This is the narrative. Push it. Brothers Keeper says, where all the tapes go? They said they had. Ain't nobody got no goddamn tapes. Raheem says, you preaching right now. Eric Wealth Harris says, sorry, Ash, today we pivoted on the BS. Chris Cunningham says, AD sound like built motor running, talk that talk. Chris Cunningham says, whoop that. Jerome Gray says, FTB, what up, though? AD going scorched earth and napalming everything. Head down, bag up TV says, yo, Anton, chill, it's the morning show, spitting straight facts. Though, man, we just got to get straight to it, bro. This is the only solo time that I get to be able to kick it with y'all, so we're going to pivot from this show. 392Q says, chill, chill, you being too real right now. Mike Lee says, RSG workers are going on strike. What is your opinion on how to approach this from a stock perspective? We're going to talk about it in Patreon. I already know about it. Ghost Rider says, Weinstein and Abercrombie CEO got off. Epstein got probation for his initial pedo charges of minors. Hugh Hefner died, an American hero. Disney and Nickelodeon hired pedos on purpose and they canceled. Man, listen. Brand Slayer TV says, good morning, AD. Been a bag chaser. I love watching you every morning. You going in this morning? Did you start off the show with prayer? Not today. Chris Cunningham says, French. Okay, I'll start. Let's do a prayer. Lord, give me what I need to actually be honest, transparent with my thoughts, and to be a clear communicator on who needs to be thrown under the bus, how we need to do it, and how swiftly we need to use our platform in order to illustrate a point. Don't let these suckers continue to win, God. Don't let these women continue to profit off of another man's fall. Don't let these simps continue to prosper, Jesus. Also, Lord, rebuke any kind of profiting off of Puff's name for the people that were supposed to be in his corner that abandoned him at the time of need, including Gene Deal, including people that say that they was in the room and they seen stuff like Jaguar Wright, including all of the suckers and all of the people that he helped and all of the black people that said that they was holding him down, but then they switched on him the minute that they got a proposed charge. Lord, don't let the suckers prosper, or let the real ones continue to be real. Let the real ones stand tall. Let the Lord take it away from them and give it to us. Let the real ones that stand tall and stand on principle and stand on masculinity and stand on patriarchy and stand on what's right for this country and what's right for the United States of America and what's right on the world. Let the real ones stand up and let us prosper, Lord. Give us the blessings because we know what to do with it. Take it out of the hand of the people that's simping and give it to the real ones. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Here's our prayer. That's the prayer. You see us, Lord. You see us working. You see the real ones. Bless the real. Don't let these people continue to take advantage of what's going on. Amen. Chris Cunningham says French was the only one that Diddy did right by, and he didn't even pull up. Facts. Rod Question says, ADU funny, but mother effing facts. Tyrone says, funny how they witness it all, seen it all happen, but they say nothing until it hits the fan or the money stops. They're as foul as people can turn on. I like Brad Rice says, I got what got AD on that Tony Montana attitude this AM. Wyatt B says Mace is the only one who said he'll go to his trial and will not kick him while he's down. Even though he had differences, that's a real one. Mace reserved comment. He didn't say nothing. They call me Mr. Bibb says, just because I quit you. You can say the F word this time. Kay Cooper says, you cooking today, AD, just showing love. P. Shank says, hey, Anton Daniels on the Millionaire Morning Show. What up, though? Christopher Mayberry says, take that. Nola Grilla says, Anton, I love this version of you. I'm getting there, too. Man, listen, I kept trying to, I'm going to be honest with you, Nola Grilla. I kept trying to fit in. That was my problem. Instead of standing out, I tried to do it the other way. I tried to censor. I tried to make it a family show. And what I realized is that family just wants you to be real. They don't want you to mince words. They don't want you to do all of this shucking and driving. They don't want you to censor yourself. They don't need all of that extra. All they need is for you to be real and give it to them honest, transparent, and it is what it is. I tried. I did. I gave it a go. I gave it a good go. I said, listen, we're going to turn the censorship on. Don't know nobody cuss. Don't nobody do none of that. We over it. The Millionaire Morning Show is still going to be the Millionaire Morning Show. But we going off the cuff from now on. We're going to talk about what we want to talk about. We're going to get to the money. We're going to get to the politics. We're going to cover all of this stuff, but we just going to do it 100% uncensored and unfiltered. No more censorship. We are done. I am done. I am completely done with trying to fit in to the box. I don't have no box. I don't have no strings on me. It is what it is. Mr. Vegas 619 says, I believe the whole Diddy situation was to distract from the election. Facts AD says, Lonnie, don't code switch when you think someone is losing. If you a hoe ass, stand on it. I stood on Diddy like I did for Kells and Cosby. Loyalty is everything. Snakes are for fakes. Carrington Love Jr. says, yeah, bro, fuck them. Fuck all of them and took them down crazy. Brittany Ellis says, never liked Diddy, but Arico was insane. Cassie isn't innocent at all either. Talk about it, Brittany. 392Q says, get the likes up. John Wick says, hey, Siri, play I'm coming home. Coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming. Hey, Dawn Richard was in that video too. We need to take her out. Let's do a new edited version. I'm about to do an AI version of Coming Home minus Dawn Richard for free. Haitian Doc says, Dylan didn't switch up, big dog. He's the only one that kept it real. Atoku Philosopher says, Millionaire Morning Show uncensored version you're doing today is based on you on the roll today, Anton. Charlemagne been taking L's all year. First Trump, now Diddy. I'm about to buy some Ciroc and Unforgivable cologne. Eric Welvera says Diddy should get an endorsement deal from Baby Oil. Hank Woodmore says, turn up time, dog. Turn up time, dog. Talk. Nelly says, good morning, AD. I didn't know Diddy verdict came down. Yep. Bob says, baby kick in socks on camera. He guilty. Interesting. Sean Wick says, if Diddy is guilty of prostitution, that makes Cassie a prostitute. No? Okay. Smarty McFly says, wonder what Cat Williams and Mace got to say. I'm going to check in on Mace and see what he got to say. Don't get me and you. Don't get me and you, or me too. Classified says women have a privilege so profound that they can't even see it. Cassie ain't the first, and sure it won't be the last. Anton, keep doing the work, brother. Daily Discourse with Arturo says, did she say, hey, big head? Let me see. You're making me check it right now. Hold on. Let me see. Now, I said, what you been up to? Hey, just wanted to check on, reach out and check on you. What you been up to? Can't believe it. Can't believe it. But they said the hey with a whole bunch of Y's on it. Hey! Oh my God. This is so funny. Aiden Audio says, when you advocated to free Diddy, I thought you had lost the plot, but you were right again. I said it. Audio, I said it. I said it on Monday. I said it on this channel, and I said it on the After Hours channel. I said, y'all gonna come back, and I'm gonna be right. Y'all gonna come back. Y'all. Give me my motherfucking credit. I said, y'all gonna come back, and I'm gonna be right. And I told him I'm gonna revisit all of those conversations from the Q show and all of that. I said, listen, y'all wrong. Y'all on the wrong side of history right now. Diddy is innocent. He's gonna be free, and he gonna beat this. And y'all gonna be wrong when y'all actually see that it wasn't no tapes. It wasn't none of that. I said it. I stood on it. I never wavered from it. I said it 100%. I said it 100%. I never switched up. I said it right there 100% of the time. A 100% of the time. I deserve my credit. I deserve my credit. I want my credit. And I said I was going to get my credit after that. I said that I was going to get my credit after that. Raheem says a lot of women is going to them parties and offered 6,000 to 10,000 for the night. Is millions of Cassie's low-key dangerous game. Donovan says join the Patreon, soaked up most of the free. Shout out to all of the new bag chasers. Blue Baggins in the building says if you know anything about the Fizz, you know Puffy won. Facts. Abe Hunter says you talking about can't win for losing. Nope, you can't win for losing a lot of money. Manuel AG says guilty even went down innocent. Casual Germ says they might as well yell, who the master? Show enough. Tyrone says, how they strong, independent, equal, and victims all at the same time. Jeremy says we need to bring back the rule of thumb for women. Who am I says until men act like men, our communities will look like the mythical Amazonian empire. Shell Shock says this is vintage time, dog in the flesh, no team, no filter, fuck your feelings. Brian the filmmaker says, old girl will hit you up watching a platform like Hannah says, Anton is someone from a single mom home. I'm alone and wary of being misled. How can I wisely choose a trustworthy husband without others to vet him? Let me see what you look like, Hannah. Send me a DM. Send me a DM. We need to have this conversation separately, Hannah. You don't know what my if you don't know what my information is, it's down in the description. It's one Anton Daniels on Instagram. We need to have a conversation about how you need to vet them. I know you're a single mother, and so we're going to lead you correctly. Make sure you send me a direct message, and you can send me a DM. Nope, don't email me. Don't email me. Don't email. That's a community email right there. Don't email me. Send me a DM. It's going to hit the request folder. I'm going to look for it, all right? Sounds like you a good girl. Sounds like you looking to find the right person. Okay? All right. Send me a DM. We're going to have a conversation. I'm going to help you choose a trustworthy man. All right? Cuddy says, hey, Anton, you notice they don't have the same energy for Tyler Perry? Dirty Diddy money. Shout out to Trey 5. Magnificent Escape says rich boys are watching. They're about to roll their rights back 100 years. Nelly said, pass the collection play. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, big dog. AJ Wise says G-Dep showed up to court to support Diddy. Shout out to G-Dep. Special delivery. AR says they pray and pray for my death. They pray. What was that on that? DMC? DMC was on that on Biggie's album. Anton Daniels on Adult Swim. All kids out of the pool. Artifact says, gracious God, our Father. Rozzy Q says, this is the AD I rock with when y'all talk like this. You got my undivided attention. I love this. I personally don't like mild-mannered AD. I don't like mild-mannered AD either. I like G.I. Joe AD. Keep your foot on their neck. Does your Patreon talk about what's a toast to invest in? Yes, we talk about Stock Club. We talk about investments. We talk about all of that. I guess Diageo got their point across now. Moet Bless says they were squirting baby oil outside the courthouse. Paul Joseph says the sisterhood never fails. Shout out to Paul. I appreciate you. Call me Mr. Bibb says, chat, please don't be too disrespectful. You can get his channel demonetized by your speech. AD says we go on Piers Morgan. Shout out to Carrington Love Jr. Eric Williams says, what's good, Anton? This your boy E from Grand Rapids. I know a lot of women is going to be upset with y'all YouTubers today with Diddy not being guilty, and he shouldn't be guilty. John McCullough says, how'd your meeting go with HR after last night? Keep up the great work. Love the show. Free Diddy. It went beautiful. Beautiful. B100 that spot says, thanks for being a real one. AD not like Cassie. Michael Taylor says, who can find a virtuous woman? There was only one named Mary. Bama Gulf Coast says, what up, though? Lou Poppy says that prayer gave me the Holy Ghost. Amen. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. All right. What we talking about now? Who we want to go over and pay attention to? Because there's going to be a lot of false prophets out here saying, yeah, man, I knew Diddy was going to beat the case. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was talking that. Bama Cough Go says it's all about the Benjamins, baby. I'm bumping Puff all the way to the airport today. All the way to the airport. I got my AirPod Pros or my Air Pros, whatever they are. AirPod Maxes, all the way to the airports. Wait a minute. Let me go see. Let me go see what's happening in these YouTube streets. Give me a second. Megyn Kelly ain't even covering it right now. Megyn Kelly is covering the Brian Kohlberger plea hearing. Oh my God. Can't believe it. Hold on, let me see this. Let me see what's going on. I can't believe it. Megyn ain't even covering the Diddy stuff. Why Megyn ain't covering the Diddy stuff? What? All right, so let me see what Megyn Kelly is talking about, y'all.
Here's one other bit of color for you. New York Times reporting, this won't surprise you. Combs's body language is totally different from yesterday when he seemed crestfallen and grim after the jury said it had reached a verdict on 4 of the 5 counts. Now, acquitted of the most serious charges, Mr. Combs appears energetic and relieved. Can we just talk about, here's the picture, here's the sketch artist's picture of Combs yesterday of the grimness. And I'm sure we'll get one today of him looking much more relieved. I'm so confused about, here's a little bit more, New York Times, with a touch of levity. The judge said he assumed Combs would not want to return to the Brooklyn jail where he has been held. Combs shook his head vigorously and put his hands together in prayer. Oh, it's all just so chummy inside the courtroom for this disgusting pervert female abuser who I can't believe is about to roam our streets again. I'm sorry, I'm disgusted by this verdict. This is fucking ridiculous. I just find it absolutely outrageous.
Oh, look at the crash out in real time. Oh man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Just shows you that they don't even believe in the justice system unless it works for them. This is what's this. Listen, now you're starting to see people's real colors come out. Now you're starting to see people's real colors coming out because this is the example of why I don't agree with everybody. We maybe agree politically when it comes to Trump, but we don't agree when it comes to men being railroaded. And wait a minute, y'all said that is innocent until proven guilty. Now they want to throw him under the jail when a jury of his peers found him innocent and they are not convicting him of racketeering. Now she's fucking mad. I'm fucking mad at y'all. Y'all see this? Shout out to my snow bunnies. No. Remember over the last few days, remember over the last few weeks when y'all was telling me how they're so in favor. They love us black men. They listen, snow bunnies can never harm us. They're not chameleons. They don't parade or pretend to be anything exactly from what they did. They absolutely are in favor of all black men. They love black men. They love black men. I've never personally seen Megyn Kelly crash out the way that she crashes out right now. I'm fucking sick of this. You sick of what? You sick of what? Well, I didn't know it was a crime to be a freak. I didn't know it was a crime to, you supposed to go to jail for the rest of your life because he had a domestic violence situation. I didn't know that you could pay a bitch $30 million and she get to roam free after threatening somebody, and you're going to sit here and talk about, I can't believe this fucking shit. I don't agree with cuckoldry. I don't agree with letting somebody jizz on your chick. That does not mean that he's supposed to go to jail for the rest of his life. These people are mad. They are mad. Red team is so mad. Red team is so mad. But you know what's so interesting about Megyn Kelly is because Megyn Kelly didn't have shit to say when Trump was falsely accused and when they were saying that he was touching on a chick's pussy. You know why? Because I believe, and I can't substantiate this, this is the inconsistency. I believe that Megyn Kelly is a paid plan. She didn't have shit to say when they was coming after Trump. She defended Trump with every fiber in her body, which is justifiable because I don't believe that Trump did anything either. Let's be clear. She didn't have shit to say when they was coming after Trump. So let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. I am an equal accountability smoke giver. When I see something that I disagree with, I 100% hold. I just got to call it the way I see it. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I'm going to hold people accountable when I need to hold people accountable. But I didn't see her have this level of vitriol when Trump was facing the same, well, maybe not these same type of accusations, but accusations himself. Now they discussed it because the justice system did what the fuck it was supposed to do. Now you're disgusted. Aggravated. Now you're bothered. I can't believe this fucking shit. Did everything but call him a straight up nigga. Did everything except for go all the way there. One step away. I can't believe this fucking shit person escaped. Oh man, it took everything in her to hold that one back, didn't it? By the time I get done, ain't nobody gonna give up. Ain't nobody gonna like me. Republicans gonna hate me. Democrats gonna hate me. It's okay. Another cuerdo, love me in the morning. Ain't nobody gonna like me in a minute. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So what? I don't get invited to the conservative ball. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. Don't mean nothing to me. Don't mean nothing to me. All I need is my chasers. All I need is my bag chasers. What up to the chasers? That's all I need. I don't need nobody. I'm gonna just call it the way I see it. If I agree with you, I agree with you. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Let's get into her. Let's see what she had to say.
I'm disgusted by this verdict. This is fucking ridiculous. I just find it absolutely outrageous, the amount of crime that this guy just got away with. I believe he committed arson. He definitely battered Cassie. He battered Jane too. The statute of limitations for battery in Los Angeles, California is 1 year. 1 year. So if they didn't charge him for battery within 1 year, and they couldn't because he bought the tape and it remained hidden thanks to those security guards out there, then they could never charge him with that again. There's no question. He dragged her back into that hotel room. Why wasn't that kidnapping? They only talked about the kidnapping of Capricorn Clark, who was his sort of main assistant, because she said he grabbed her and made her go with him over to Kid Cudi's house. There's no question he broke into Kid Cudi's house, in my view, and that he opened up the Christmas presents and locked the door in and made a threat. There's no question in my mind he was behind the arson of Kid Cudi's car, and there was proof, plenty of proof to prove that. No, okay, there was female fingerprints they found on that, the firebomb that was left there, the Molotov cocktail. And the prosecution said there's no question he didn't do it himself, but he said, I'm going to bomb Kid Cudi's car. It's in writing. Cassie Ventura emailed her mother saying, oh my God, he's threatening to bomb his car. And 2 weeks later, it got bombed. Oh, gee, it was just some third party who also had, it's just like the proof was there. Yeah. The beatings, the threats that if they didn't go back into those rooms and get off with these male escorts, that they were going to get beaten. The testimony from that Daniel Phillip, who was the male escort, who heard Combs abusing Cassie behind the door. And she was screaming, I'm sorry, as he heard him slapping her. Get back out there. She came back out. She was shaking. She got back into the escort's lap, physically shaking. She was so scared, to the point where that guy couldn't perform sexually because this was so horrifying to him. What in the actual F went on in there?
So Megyn, let me just 1 second, Phil. Let me just get Megyn more pissed off, if I may. So if the judge gives him a reasonable sentence, let's say he sentences him to 5 years, okay? And he's already got time in, and with a halfway house, he's out in 3. How quick is he going to be accepted back into that Hollywood scene?
Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your acceptance. See, this is the problem, is that in society, everybody wants to try to make this to be the, oh man, you're not going to be in the cool kids club. I don't give a fuck. Puff is still going to be rich at the end of the day. Then he's still going to be able to do what he want to do. And he's still got both of his homes. And he's still got all 3 of his places. And he'll be fine. He take a hit from a financial perspective. Cool. That's cool. This is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. Looking like The Rock on the Fantastic Four. Well, how soon is he going to be accepted back into his Hollywood circles? I'm pretty sure that Puff don't want to be in the Hollywood circles no more, because now he's seen what they play was. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. How soon is he going to be accepted into the Hollywood circles? I hope that he absolutely go on a rampage against the Hollywood circles. I hope he burn Hollywood down. On the real, though, if y'all really want to talk about it, if you really want to have a conversation, Puff is the realest one ever. I ain't got my soundboard to hit the ding. Puff is the realest one ever. You know why Puff is the realest one ever? Because Puff took his charges like a G. He took his charges, he accepted his fate, and he took it to trial. Win or lose, right or wrong, you haven't heard anything from Puff, and that is the realest ever. You can't ask for much more than that. He ain't throw nobody under the bus. He ain't name no names. He ain't go back and try to do anybody dirty. He took his charges, he took it to trial, and he beat that shit. And now everybody is mad at it. Everybody is mad at it. He took it to trial and he beat it. And people are pissed. They are, and that's the real reason, is because they couldn't get nobody else. All of y'all was speculating who else on the tapes, who was there. He ain't throw nobody under the bus. He ain't say nothing about nobody. He never said one word. Look, we can call him a cuck, but you can't call him a weakling. You can't call him a snitch. You can't call him a snitch. You can't say nothing negative about him. He never He took his L, and everybody else, he was cool. I bet you that there was prosecutors, it was people like, hey, yo, tell us the names, give us some people, do this and do that. And he never said one word. And that's the real reason why people is mad, because he never said nothing about nobody. Is this the real? Listen, are we going to have a real show? Are we going to get to the brass tacks of things? Or are we going to talk about this surface level bullshit? No matter what, everybody was rushing to do interviews. Everybody was looking to talk about it. Everybody was bringing anybody that was associated with Puff on their platform. Different people emailing me, reaching out to me. Hey, man, can I come on your platform and all of that? Nope. You know why? Because I said from the very beginning, I don't like it. I don't like how everybody is switching up. I think that Puff is innocent until proven guilty. And I said, and I reserve the right to change my mind, but I haven't seen anything, no evidence or anything whatsoever that should convict him of the charges that they trying to put him in jail for the rest of his life for. I said it from the very beginning, and Puff took his L. He took his L like a G, and he kept on moving, and he never said nothing to nobody about nobody. It just was what it was. He said, this is my cross to bear. He said, this is my cross to bear. Whatever it is, I'm going to deal with it. It's just me and God. We just going to rock out and we going to get it popping. You can't ask for much more than that. You can't ask for much more than that. What more you want? But he talking about, man, I wonder how he's going to be accepted in Hollywood circles. Them weirdos. Everybody in Hollywood is a weirdo.
Blah, 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 blah. Or do you think people will still keep him at an arm's length?
I mean, look, I will make it my personal mission to maintain his humiliation in the minds of all Americans. There's no question he's fallen as this revered figure for a large portion of America, but he also has diehard fans who want to pretend this is a Johnny Depp situation. You know, where he was wrongfully accused, that's my own view, by somebody who was out to get him, who played the victim when in fact she was abusive. This is not that situation. This is not. Cassandra Ventura was an extremely sympathetic witness who was not some powerful, I'm going to play Kid Cudi against Sean Combs. She was traumatized by this guy. She remains suicidal to this day, given all that was done to her. Listen to this. I'm like, I almost don't even want to read these updates. New York Times, Sean Combs is now on his knees, his elbows on the chair where he was sitting, his head buried. He appeared to be praying. He started a round of applause, which was echoed by his family, who are jubilant. Yay!
I don't see no kids involved. I don't hear nobody dying. I don't see anybody doing something against their will. Everybody volunteered to be there. I don't see no problem. I don't see nothing. I didn't see no kids involved. I didn't see anybody that got killed. None of that. They tried to put the kid accusation thing on him. Didn't fly. They tried to put the kid accusation on him. It didn't fly. Where's the evidence of it? If you present some evidence that shows otherwise, then we can have a conversation about that, and that's a completely separate issue. But whatever it is that they tried to present against him, they tried and they failed. They tried and they failed. There was no evidence to show that he deserved any charges that he got, and he justifiably took it before him and God, and he got off, and he deserved to get off. And that's why he's free. That's why he's going to be free.
Yay. We only have an abuser and solicitor of prostitutes in the family, not a sex trafficker. Sean Combs' supporters and family are now clapping and whistling for his legal team, who are all embracing each other. They actually did get a victory, and that's different. I mean, they should be hugging. Go ahead, Phil.
The judge is allowing that kind of thing in the court.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that also.
Yeah, what's that about?
Or maybe the judge is all that. There's no place in the courtroom for this, because look, regardless of whether or not you agree or disagree with the verdict, there's a certain dignity and decorum that's only that's appropriate for courtrooms, and in federal courts, judges are famous for enforcing it, oftentimes much more so than at the state level. But look, back to your whole thing.
Well, this
Megyn,
is a Biden appointee, so who knows about the dignity required. Sorry, keep going.
Back to your dismay with the jury's verdict. Look, juries are always wild cards. You got 12 people in there that come from different backgrounds, different walks of life. They have different political philosophies. They have different religious philosophies. They have their own biases, whether they say they can leave them outside the courtroom or not. They bring them in there and they analyze and they view things. And sometimes jurors are just stupid. Sometimes they're just dumb. Sometimes they're not capable of understanding the law or following the judge's instructions. So you factor all of that in there, and what you've got is a system where, guess what? After doing this almost 40 years, I have come to the conclusion that you cannot trust jurors to ever get it right, whether you're a prosecutor or whether you're a defense lawyer.
Oh, wait. First of all, we are a country of laws, and it's innocent until proven guilty, but you can't trust the jurors to get it right unless they convict somebody. Okay. Now we're insulting the jurors. Now we can't trust the jurors to get it right. Okay. So now our laws don't matter. Nothing matters. The jury, they don't know what they're doing. The prosecution, they should have did a better job. We can't trust the jurors to get it right. Got it. You see how fickle people are? You see how people switch up depending on whether or not they actually get what they want? Now the jurors didn't hear all of the evidence and none of that, right?
Jurors and juries cannot be trusted to get it right. They get it wrong a lot. And that is what usually brings people to the bargaining table to come up with, plea deals like we have seen maybe in the Koberger case coming up today. But look, you just can't trust a jury ever to get to the right result. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times, unfortunately, they don't. And that cuts both ways for the prosecution and the defense.
I'm so confused on what the jury has done here. Like when you factor in the notes we got yesterday, Arthur, we get a note saying they reached a verdict on counts 2 through 5, but they couldn't agree on count 1, which was the racketeering conspiracy. Now we find out that at that time, we assume it didn't change. They thought he was guilty of the prostitution stuff, but they did not think that he was a sex trafficker who forced Cassie and Jim.
Yeah. Sick of it. Don't want to hear it. Who else is crashing out here in these streets? Y'all name them so I can check out what's going on out in these streets. Who else is crashing out, y'all? Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Melanie King was crashing out. Simone B, Tisha with T. Who is Tisha with T? Let me see who Tisha with T is. I don't know who Tisha with T is. I'm sorry. Tisha with T? Is it T-E-A? T? Who is Tisha with T? T with Tisha? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know who that is. Tissa Tells? All right, let me see who Tissa Tells is. Tissa Tells, huh? She got some motion. Let me see. Is this her right here?
There has been Judgment Day, and the jury has found Sean Diddy Combs not guilty. We're going to talk about what this means. We're going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about what the government said. And we're going to talk about the way I feel that that jury has failed us. I feel like the jury failed us. I feel like we stepped back 20 years. I feel like they sent a message about what they care about. Celebrity, money, power, influence, flunkies. I feel like this is a travesty, okay? I know that there are a lot of Diddy supporters that are celebrating, but they're not even celebrating for Diddy. They're celebrating that wealth, that depravity, that violence could live another day. They're celebrating that they're idle, that in their beds while they sit there and wonder why their lives turned out, that they're idle, someone they hope for, they aspire to be.
Let me ask a question into the chat, y'all. Let me ask a question with the chat. How many of y'all actually look at Diddy as an idol? Don't worry about it. It was a rhetorical question. I believe that most of us are objective enough to say, nah, we're not interested in being like Diddy. Nobody in here is saying, you know what? I want to be like Diddy when I grow up. Zero. Nobody. Nobody wants to get their chick skeeted on by another man. Nobody wants the Punisher in the room with their chick. Nobody. Zero people. But guess what? They are using every single ad hominem attack to justify their hate for men and for Diddy or for men that are successful. Listen, I don't know this woman. I've never seen this woman in my entire life. With every single person in this chat, more than 4,000 of y'all that's on YouTube right now, nobody in here said that they actually love Diddy and that they look at him as an idol. But we're objective enough to actually root for the guy when we know that he's being railroaded and we know that they're putting these crazy charges on him that he is not supposed to be locked up for the rest of his life. And we also can recognize when this woman is complicit and she was the Bonnie to his Clyde. Yes, we can. I am loving the fallout. The fallout is incredible. It is phenomenal. It is awesome. Chalk up 1 for the winners and 2 for the losers. 2 losses for the losers, 1 loss, 1 win for the winners. It is a beautiful day. This is the day that the Lord made and has given us, and it is 2 days before 4th of July. We pray that Diddy will be able to be at the barbecue in his own home, hanging out with his kids and his family, making sure that he celebrate, get a nice barbecue, and then he can get him a baddie with a fatty and then a natty and then daddy. Yeah. We pray that Diddy, we don't even care like that for Diddy, but we want him to be able to take that. Take that. All y'all did with Diddy was allow for him to be able to get the shakes off of him for the drugs that he was taking. The Percocets, the Molly, all of that stuff. Now he clean. He back slim. I think that you're going to see a new Diddy. 100%. 100%. All you did was allow for him to sit down, get clean, get his thoughts clear, and then to execute on the next thing that he wanted to do. That's all y'all did. Y'all got him clear. He ain't focused on partying right now. He focusing on winning. I can't believe how much these people are crashing out right now. Y'all really don't like the justice system. I am amazed at the amount of people that's coming out and is being mad at Diddy.
Someone that as he gets not guilty, he's not even going to say 2 words to these people. They are celebrating the fact that the man, the myth, the legend, someone that they looked up to, that their idol was set free. You guys, let's get into this. First of all, I do want to say I feel for all the victims that came forward, and I feel for all the victims that actually came forward and testified, that put their lives, that shared the most humiliating parts of their life to be picked apart, to be mocked, to be laughed at. in the closing arguments, while the jury was sitting there giggling, while Mark Agnefolio was saying Cassie's gangster and she could take 2 or 3 people. And my heart goes out to the victims that actually came forward. And my heart goes out to the future victims that saw what happened, that saw what money and power bought. And my heart goes out to those people that put themselves on the line only to get this. People are cheering for someone they didn't even know. People are cheering at the fact that someone that they would never let their daughter, their sister, their mother, their father, their brother, their friend be treated like that. But again, it is what it is. The prosecution is saying they are going to go for the maximum sentence, which carries 20 years. The judge is charged with sentencing. There's a chance that he could be out on probation. Now, I'm going to take you into the courtroom. What happened? Of course, listen, looking back. So I know what you guys are thinking. What happened? Because
she can't even listen. I could recognize when somebody is working hard. Congratulations to her. I'm assuming that her platform is doing incredibly well. Do you notice that she can't even gather herself long enough to even talk about the case? She's more concerned with the fact that she's angry about Diddy getting off. And this is why you got to be careful, bro. The reason that you got to be careful is because people's true bias come out. Eventually, you're going to see the truth. Eventually, you're going to see the clear version of themselves. You're going to see that they were in the courtroom not to be doing their journalistic thing, to reporting the facts out and whatever. They had an emotional vested interest in whether or not Diddy was going to be innocent or guilty. They had an emotional vested interest as to whether or not Diddy was going to be innocent or guilty. That's what it is. They went in there with an agenda. They're disappointed at the results. And instead of them just reporting it and telling you what happened inside of the courtroom, they are going on a rant and they are crashing out. And it is crazy. It is amazing to see the chameleons, the haters, the people that want to. I have never seen more people wish bad on somebody. I have never seen people wish this level of hatred, and badness on people. I've never seen it before. What did he do to y'all? What did Diddy do to y'all? She got the 30. She got the bag. What did he do to y'all? I don't agree with him, but at the same time, he ain't never did shit to me. Why would I want him to be falsely convicted for something that he didn't do? Why would I want him to be falsely convicted? That's so stupid.
I am in shock. You found the prostitution, but that's because there was no way you could get around it. You found the you found the prostitution because there was no way to get around it. But for everything else, the arson, the kidnapping, the beatings, you found that this man wasn't guilty. This puts everything else in the holdouts. The holdouts, they were the ones fighting the good fight. They were the ones that said, no, I think he's guilty of something. But at the end, they went with the group. What is it said? A jury of between 40-year-olds and 71-year-olds, and they came back and they delivered their view of the world. But when you look at it, their view of the world is why the world looks like it is. Yeah. It's why the world looks like it does. It's why these monsters can still move forward. They literally use their better judgment to come back and ignore what we have learned about victims of SA, ask yourself why sex trafficking has not been eradicated. This is the reason why. Ask yourself why victims don't come forward, and ask yourself, right?
We just want to get your reaction. You said he was going to prison, might be coming home. Just want to get your reaction. What do you think about the recall?
I think that much like you, the jury very ignorant, acted ignorantly. No, I'm saying the way you came up on me is ignorant.
I've been looking for you because that's
Well,
what journalists
well,
do.
baby, here I am.
So what do you think about the recall? What about all of the lies?
I think I'm on live right now. Okay, worry about your little channel, sweetie. What's that?
I hope Diddy sued her.
Diddy is still not gonna let you suck his dick, baby.
He ain't going to jail for life, baby girl.
He's gone for 20.
Security guard ain't doing a good job.
Baby, your channel's not doing a good job.
Who was
Anyway,
she talking
right?
to?
Anyway, here we go, right? As we go, right? As we go. Hey, what's up, right? People acting like I'm the prosecution, but baby, they can bring the smoke if they want. They acting like I'm the prosecution. So anyway, you guys, listen. What does it say? Do you see the things that I actually just put up with? These people are crazy. This man literally came up because this man literally came up and tried to cause a scene because his idol, someone he's never met or known. Again, the level of ignorance that is in Diddy supporters, the fact that they're saying I lied on Diddy by reading court documents, I lied on Diddy by what was going on, I lied on Diddy. This is the supporters they have, and this is the world that we live in. This is the world that we live in. Listen, this is the world. Baby, I am securityed up on all corners. Don't
Cap. Who is the person that approached her? I'm trying to find who the person is that approached her. The NC Beat. The NC Beat. Interesting. Well, I mean, it looks like she has a significant channel. Let me see. T-Side tells. It looks like she got a decent sized channel. It looks like she doing numbers. She doing her numbers. She doing her thing, but she crashing the fuck out. I can tell you that. She is crashing out. And she called his channel little. She called it, she said he got a baby channel. What she say he got a baby channel? I don't even know who the channel is, but that wasn't right. Everybody trying to hustle. Everybody trying to get it up. Everybody trying to run up a bag, including her. She working. She working. She working. She working. Anyways, it's unfortunate though that a lot of these people are crashing out because they feel some type of way. It was Armand Wiggins. Armand Wiggins is the person that she was going off on. Is that what y'all saying? Armand Wiggins was the person that she was crashing out on? Y'all tell me if that's the person that she was crashing out on. She was crashing out on Armand Wiggins? No way. Armand Wiggins got a, I think I've heard of him before. She talking to Ratchet TV hood journalists. When y'all find out who the channel was that she was dissing, just let me know. I want to go and see what it. Myron ain't even in New York right now. I don't think so. Y'all just saying stuff. Ratchet TV. Let me look at Ratchet TV. I need to take a nap. That's what I need to do. Ratchet TV. Ratchet TV is not a small channel. Ratchet TV got 189,000 subscribers. Ratchet TV got 189,000 subscribers. What y'all talking about? Why y'all say that this is a small channel?
We can go bank statement for bank statement around this. Yeah, Brandy. Girl, you don't want the same outfit on the end of that motherfucker. The YouTuber that's working for the page. Apologize. That's all we want is an apology.
Oh, it is Ratchet TV. 45. 45.60. Let me pull it up. I gotta pull it up now. I gotta pull it up. They out there beefing with each other.
Apologize. That's all we want is an apology. For lying on P. Diddy. Where's the RICO you promised? I thought you had inside information from the courts. Where's the inside information? She lied. She said she did. Am I lying? Am I making it up? Am I making it up? She said she had all this inside information. She lied. She's a liar. With that dry ass wig on that you've been wearing for the last 8 weeks. Talking about I'm broke. Go get a new goddamn wig.
Oh my God.
Don't call me broke. That's the P. Diddy family. Liar, Tisa. Apologize to P. Diddy family. Apologize. That's all we want is an apology. For lying on P. Diddy. Where's the RICO you promised? I thought you had inside information from the courts. Where's the inside information? She lied. She said she did. Am I lying? Am I making it up? Am I making it up? She said she had all this inside information. She lied. She's a liar. With that dry ass wig on that you've been wearing for the last 8 weeks. Talking about I'm broke. Go get a new goddamn wig.
Oh my God.
Don't call me broke. Who the fuck you talking to? I'm going off on Tisa.
Right now they're
She's a fucking liar. And they're gonna tell her security, get him out of the way, handle him. Bitch, I want them to put their goddamn hands on me.
Here comes lovely T.
We're gonna be peaceful YouTubers, you guys. No drama.
Put their goddamn hands. Somebody remove him.
They've said that she's
Girl, you are
working
not
with
that
the
important.
feds and all kind of stuff.
She's a federal informant.
They're going in on me.
She's a YouTuber that's working for the feds. She's a YouTuber working for the federal government and paid by the prosecution. Paid by the prosecution. Paid by the prosecution. She's been paid by the prosecution. And she don't like black men at all. She hates black men. She called me a broke N-word. Is what she called me. And she wanted to put a hard ER on it.
Yeah, she definitely did.
She damn near put an ER on the end of that motherfucker when she called me. You broke. You brokey. You're brokey. Girl, you done wore the same outfit 18 times in 8 months, but call me broke. Stop playing with me. We can go bank statement for bank statement around this bitch.
You know what? New media's in the house.
New media wins. New media wins. We on top now, baby. We on top now, baby. Let's go. I'm gonna be on everybody's news platform tonight, y'all.
Let me look at this channel.
And is there anything that you may want to?
He doing okay? I mean, he got almost 200,000 subscribers. I wouldn't call him a small channel at all, by far. To say he a small channel is a reach. That's a reach. Now, he may not have 600,000 subscribers on one channel or nothing like that, but I wouldn't say that he's a small channel at all. I would say that maybe he is up and coming. He may not be as big as her, but that's not a small channel. If you got a channel, if you're a YouTuber and you got 189,000 subscribers, that's not a small channel at all. But I understand it because they going back and forth and they beefing with each other, and beef is good for visibility and all of that stuff. But nah, that's not a small channel at all. I think that anybody that can get to 189,000 subscribers, you moving. You got a lot of motion. But yeah, man, shout out to both of them. I guess everything is up from here because everybody is feeling some type of way about everything that's happening. But yeah, man, it's crazy how things are shaping out. Let me read some of these cash apps because I didn't acknowledge the cash apps today, so I got to make sure I acknowledge the people. ESDC, thank you, ESDC. I appreciate you. Mike, that dude, I appreciate you. Rand Wilson says, what up, though? Shout out to y'all. Let me read some of these super chats. I gotta get ready to catch a flight. I'm gonna be talking about this for the next 4 days. Because I gotta get all of my shine. Free Tory while we at it. Facts, John Wick. I am Mr. B. Jefferson says, do you think Elon Musk was just saving face for his reputation as he separated from Donald Trump? Nope. Universe Soul says Melanie King just dropped the video. Can I be biased for a second, y'all?
Verizon Wireless.
What's up, Melanie? What's going on? I'm chilling. What are your thoughts? I'm on a live. I want to get your thoughts.
Oh, shoot, I'm driving back from Chick-fil-A. What's up?
What's your how you feel about this Diddy situation?
I'm gonna be honest. First of all, I'll just say this. I don't believe Daphne Joy was ever a victim. I said that in what I've been doing. It was a different situation with Cassie, but I think for me, mine goes a little deeper than kind of probably a lot of other people. Oh, sorry, this is loud. I personally thought that the government's case was very weak. They kept talking about the free calls, because I was reading the transcripts every day and all of this, and I kept expecting more. Like, okay, show me the real criminal element of this. I mean, honestly, it was a couple $100,000 that was tied to his businesses that were that they're that will be tied to this whole thing. When the man has made hundreds of millions of dollars,
right?
So okay, you want to take down this entire Combs Enterprises, all of his businesses, and you're only showing me a couple $100,000. You don't really show any real connection to the business, or that the business was working to, hide his crimes. It was just kind of like petty cash almost that was used. It just didn't really tie together.
Yeah.
I thought the RICO was a stretch. But see, they gaslit me. The government gaslit me like they always gaslight us. And they like the two predicate acts. That's the thing that kept gaslighting me. I kept seeing that this is lacking depth. Where are all the celebrities and the freak offs and the real meat here? Okay, I thought we'd get past Cassie and it'll be something real. But to me, it just never, panned out. But I kept holding on, okay, well, two predicate acts, and even attorneys were saying it.
Yeah.
So I think it was overreach. This is Maureen Coney. I'm sorry, I'm going on and on, but that's kind of like my overall thoughts. I don't feel a way about it other than I think Diddy is a degenerate. I think he's an immoral man. I will never celebrate a celebrity under any circumstances. So that's my first take. But in second, I do think he's disgusting, like some of the things that he's doing. But I think in this situation, I just don't think the government proves their case, and it makes me question. I think they knew they had no case the whole time.
Yeah.
It was just a distraction. Thinking deeper, because the prosecutor on this case is Maureen Coney. Keep in mind, she was the prosecutor for Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yep.
And I can go on and on about that. And her father is James Comey.
Yep.
So James Comey was Hillary Clinton's email server, not prosecuting. Oh, Pizzagate's not real. So I just,
Yeah, people was like, yeah, Melanie dropped the video, and I'm like, I'm about to just call her and find out what she thinks.
Yeah, I'm going to celebrate Diddy getting away with the crime. I don't think the government has a RICO case. Now, look, I kept saying it to myself, but I let myself be gaslit that there was only two predicate things. But to be honest, there was if anything, and I think the statute of limitations ran out on it, is that this seemed like a case about abuse more than anything else. Not something they tried to, in order to do this, to bring the to indict him, they had to, put it in this RICO bow because there's no statute of limitations on that. And it just didn't give. It's the same thing with the RICO down in with Fannie Willis, down there with Trump and Youngbuck. There was no. It just didn't give. It just didn't do what it was supposed to. I'm not going to be celebrating Diddy. He's an immoral man. There's men every day living upright, trying to do right by their family, not doing all of this. There's men who are really victimized, falsely accused. They don't have resources and things like that. That's who I stand up for and believe in. But I'm not going to celebrate some multi-millionaire celebrity getting off. I think he's a degenerate man. I do.
Okay. I'm going to call you in a couple hours. We're going to kick it. All right, bye. Yeah, I'm going to talk to her and see what her thoughts are. Melanie is my girl. I never switch up on my homegirl. So Melanie is my girl. I talk to her pretty regularly, so it's pretty interesting. I wanted to get her perspective. Instead of watching a video, I could just get her thoughts and just ask her directly. But she said that she didn't feel like the prosecution proved their case. And this was probably more of a case of abuse and domestic violence than it was about racketeering. So, it is what it is. So I'm going to call her. I'm going to be on top of this. I got to tap in. I got to find out what's going on behind the scenes and stuff. I'm going to call a couple people that I know, and then I'm going to give y'all some insight on what I know when I find out. But that's my homegirl. Shout out to Melanie King. Quentin said he loved her because she's so fine. Organized Truth says, Mr. Daniels, you be straight cooking on Jason Woodlock. They don't be ready for Time Dog, and the Bag Chaser content lately has been fire. Shout out to the Patreon members. Megyn Kelly gets on my nerves. Like, who are you? J Pitt City says they wanted him in jail for something he wasn't even being charged with. They wanted to lock him up, guilty or not. Birth of a Nation 2.0 says One Universe Soul. Appreciate you. Mythology Noir says Megyn has nerve. Where's the outrage lady? Cassie got 30 million, almost 10 times what Rodney King got. Wesley Turner says, ironically, her chat was running in the Victim Olympics. Facts. Mr. Carnage says it is not a crime to be a freak at all. 90% of the women would be in jail if it was for men. Men don't do these things by themselves. Kwame says, wait a minute. Was she there? Facts don't care about your feelings. Jay Hustler Podcast says, I just started back my Bag Chasers run. Salute AD. Shout out to you. Anton in the chat got me dying right now. Anton, talk your ish. Just Being Brian says, do you think Diageo was trying to prove a point for leaving Ciroc? Me personally, in my opinion, yes, I do. He did take out my man Pac, but he was humiliated in the public eye. Like, how do all of our black figures, Birth of a Nation 2.0? Manuel G says, not the Model Y driving by with Elon's name crossed out. Cassie, suicidal with 30 million. Yeah, right, says Paul Joseph. Shout out to Paul. I appreciate you. Candace M's 355.5 says, can Puff get the rights to that no Diddy phrase? New Culture Empire says, me and Diddy the only two in these times who took the feds to the box facing 60 and didn't tell. Talk about it, big dog. Rock says, juries are always right. That's how our system works. Fuck is he talking about? JC says the Fed's 98% conviction rate. Diddy 2% is God's work. Drew, let me tell you what these convictions are. A lot of these convictions are plea deals. All right. Pop says, aha, free Diddy. J. Dion says women can never be held accountable for their own life decisions. 50 Cent baby mama was still living off of Diddy. Worry free. She wasn't bothered in the slightest. Turning thoughts into victims is wild. Carrington Love Jr. says celebrities are insane. Never joined them, Anton. I'm chilling. I'm good. This is me and y'all. P. Diddy need an album. We need an album now, says I Am Champion. Brock says, Pastor Love Offering, can we protest to get I feel like snatched from the English language? Please, bro. We can't stop them. Usually women say that. Rashad says, all these women crashing out on their platforms. Is this why women can't be judges in Iran, like the immigrant said on the video you reviewed last week? D-Lock says free Tory Lanez. Facts. Chaos Raider says, morning 80, this must be the crash out day for reporters. Everybody losing their mind, bro. Y'all women is insane. Shorty can't breathe, says Carrington Love Jr. Mr. Carnage says, why is she the only one with security if she's keeping it 100? Just Christian Black says, small donation to the horse voice fund. Thank you, Christian. Master Irrigation says, like us Broward County, South Florida fellas say to them hoes, city boys is up, pussy asshole. Valerie Martin says, another awesome show, safe travels. Thank you all. I'm going to see y'all from a different city tomorrow. Case was a distraction. Goal was to retrieve incriminating videos of all of these celebs, politicians, actors, athletes, and world leaders who Diddy taped. But Diddy never folded, though. Diddy never folded. Diddy never folded. That's the biggest thing that we got to take from this. And the justice system worked out the way that it was supposed to. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got a flight that I got to go and catch. Y'all are the greatest of all time. Happy 4th coming up too. Yeah. I'm going to be safe. You know me. I'm going to be sitting in first class. Riding. I got to get the head shaved. Make it smooth. See all of that stubble. We're going to make it smooth and we're going to get it popping. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.